Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beer Review. So, we're in the old shed again, beer room, tap room, whatever. So we're over to Butcombe Brewing Company for their Stateside Session IPA. It is 4.2, which is very sessionable, I suppose. I will read what it says. Let me get the torch. Everything's bigger and brighter in the US of A, inspired by the land of the free, brewed in the West Country. This is a punchy session IPA made from the best of the best American and English hops and malts. A refreshing transatlantic marriage of citrus, resinous aromatics, and a malty bite. Live the American dream. And book coming from Bristol. And gotta be honest, didn't really know that before. I do now. It's obviously Bristol Beer Factory in that neck of the woods. Never been down to Bristol in my life. Maybe as a kid, but certainly not as an adult. You know, it's just certain areas of the country. Although the Bristol beer community, from what I hear, is quite the community. So brewing community, that is. And the lads from the beer review scene do seem to love going down to the Bristol Craft Beer Festival. So, yeah. So we've got what looks like a golden looking pour with a 1/2 centimetre of white head. Sporadic, can't think of the bloody carbonation. Couldn't think of the word then. And fucking hell, I'm looking and thinking, what's the word? What's the word? So, how do? I've stopped doing that on beer reviews. I'm actually been meaning to do more reviews, but it's been crazy busy. I think I've done about 3 or 4 so far. It's the thing is to do a review, but not to upset people, piss people off. Don't want to do that. It's not the way I am. Yeah. Well, mostly. So here we go. Let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. Hope you're okay. Yeah. Tropical and resin on the nose. Yeah, smells punchy. Right, let's punch above our weights, eh? How many of us do that? Yeah, and the aroma certainly gives this punchiness, and the resin certainly not. You're not hiding, what it is on the nose. Some beers do, some beers don't, but this is certainly not hiding what it is. Butcombe Brewing Company, never realised they were from Bristol before, so that's new to me. It's nice when you actually take notice of where people are from. Obviously, locally, I do take a lot of notice of what's local. Although even now, there's still breweries you're like, never even heard of this brewery. Who are they? And the local breweries, and it's just the fact that you've never heard of them. There's a local brewery out of Southwell, Southern, near us, called Good Name Brewing, and I'm like, who the hell's this? And basically, it's a single blow brewing on his bit of kit. Although somebody stole a motorbike. Motorbike went into his shed, burnt the shed down, took his kit with it. So yeah, that was a bit not nice, not good. And the fella himself, he works as a brewer for a local brewery, a bigger local brewery, obviously. So Thursday night, second beer review on Thursday night. Looking forward to the weekend, like most of us, we all look forward to the weekend. Going out Saturday, looking at doing 3 pubs. I haven't been to all 3 pubs in a long time, so it's been a while, probably a year to all 3 of them, if not a year and a half to one of them. One's a Craft and Keg pub, Craft and Cask pub. So that'll be good, micro pub. From there to a local brewery pub. 2 local brewery pubs, to be fair. One that's predominantly their own beer, and one that's their beer and lots of guests. So that's the to me that's the king pub. That's where I can go in, and there's going to be a fair few reviews done because I'll be bashing them reviews out as you do. Although if I've already drank the beer about 20 times, I may not be bashing the reviews out. But we'll see how we go with that. We're good friends. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to a nice weekend. It's what you live for, isn't it? The weekends. Especially when you have a problematic day or days in work and, just grind you down. I do think that workplaces cause their own issues by the way they are, really. 9:04. That was me at the front door. Motion at your front door. It's me taking the bin out. I'm thinking, why's the motion? So it's an easy drinking. I ain't got a clue where I bought this. It may have been from one of the supermarkets, but I literally can't remember. It's my quest to get the beer wall down to nothing. What we're on now, the 2nd of March. So, yeah, we're not. I may have to pull my finger out a little bit to get them all gone. But there's a few beers that can stay afterwards, so that's all good. Obviously, the Raggies beers behind me, all but one bottle is actually empty anyway. And it's a sad state of affairs that the Raggies beer wall, what was 400 deep, 400 beers, is now reduced to, a quivering wreck of a beer wall. I mean, the bottom shelf there's no beers on the bottom shelf. There's literally about 4 on the top because them 2 over there, they're not drinkable. Don't even know why that Reading ale was even given to me. It's I don't know what the ABV is on it, but yeah, don't fancy shitting for 5 days after drinking it, or puking up the same night and being ill. There are limits in this life. You've got to be careful. So yeah, punchy, a little bit tropical, resinous. That basically, sound drunk. Don't be sounding drunk when you go up the arse, get a bollocking. But yeah, that basically, is what it is. It's easy drinking, it's quaffable, and it's sessionable, like the name implies. Would I drink it again? No, not really. To be fair, and I'm being absolutely brutally honest, 98% of beers I would never drink again. And that's a lot of beers. And the fact is that most of them you probably would never see again. I mean, let's be fair, most of the beers you drink again are the beers you can get from supermarkets. Why? Because they're readily available. They're at supermarkets year in, year out, and most of the time that's traditional beers and not craft. Craft in some ways is its own enemy, because craft beers change, develop. Prices go up, and yeah, they in some ways craft becomes traditional. I mean, if you look at Punk IPA now, it's basically what you would class as traditional beer. It's that old in the tooth that you would class it as more traditional. So that's an interesting observation, isn't it? And if you look through the years, 12 years ago, Punk IPA was at the top of the generation. Yeah, I remember when it came in Sainsbury's. It was the thing. As were the American beers that came out at the time, your Blue Moons and stuff. Whether they were out before, I have no idea. But I remember what came into supermarkets, and these were the big new beers. And nowadays, you look at them as traditional, not craft. So the beers that make it from this generation of beers. I'm only talking craft. I'm not talking German lagers, Belgian beers, because all those transcend time. Craft beers don't. They turn traditional or a modern traditional. Agree? Disagree? What's your observations? It'd be interesting to see how this one goes. But you need to look at what was. I mean, there's a brewdog beer behind me called Dead Pony Club. Somewhere. That was craft. It's now a traditional session IPA. So you know what I mean. It is funny, and cold, but it's funny how it all pans out in the end. All good fun. So, cheers everyone. For me, a good 4.1 out of 5. Yeah, it's a nice, easy drinking sessionable IPA. And now, I've got work to do. Cheers.